They die attitude. It was all about the team. It was all about, winning. And that wasn't just on match day. That was every single day. He demanded everything from us as players, as individuals, as a team. Every time that we stepped onto that training pitch, he treated it like it was a European Cup final. That paid off with, the young players that we were at the time. Deschamps, World Cup winner on the pitch, World Cup winner off the pitch. For someone to have had the success that he's done throughout his career as a player, he was a great player. But then he's a great manager as well. And you very rarely get that. A player that has played at the highest level and then he's managing at the highest level and winning how he's winning. So for me, he will go down as one of the greatest managers. Can they do it? Of course they can. Of course they can, because they're a talented team. It's always difficult to retain a title, especially when you're talking about the World Cup. But can they do it? Of course they can. Of course they can.
David, what's it like when you wear the England shirt?
Nothing better. Nothing better. I've been lucky to have played for my boyhood team, as in Manchester United, and winning the treble and being there for the amount of time that I was there was a dream for me. It's all I ever wanted as a kid growing up. I wanted to play for Manchester United. I wanted to start my career there and finish it there. Didn't happen, but that was. But putting that England shirt on is nothing better. Nothing. The pride that you get when you put that Three Lions shirt on and then you step out onto Wembley. That was for me the ultimate in the game. And then I went on to be captain of my country. So that was, doesn't get any better than that for me. I think about it every single day. Even at my age now, like I'm 47 years old, I still think that I can go out there and play. I still think that if I got myself fit again and played maybe a season, I might have a chance to be picked. Obviously it's never going to happen, but in my head, that's what I think. I think when you get the opportunity to host a World Cup, yes, of course, you want to host a great tournament with great matches. Are you in control of that? Of course not. And I think Qatar and the region is doing everything possible to make the fan experience the best possible experience. It's a happy occasion. It's an occasion where all nations come together, all kinds of people come together, young people, old people, boys, girls, everyone comes together to enjoy a tournament like this. In past World Cups, we've had to fly to games, get back from the game at 4 o'clock in the morning, you have to recover. For me personally, this is the World Cup that is great for players and it's great for fans. Fans can go and watch 2 games a day if they want to. Fans can see every single stadium in a radius of, in 45 minutes. That is the longest a fan will have to travel to a stadium. And that's what a World Cup should be about bringing the people together, the close proximity of the stadium is what is going to make this the best fan experience. And for me personally, that's why one of the reasons why I wish I was playing in this World Cup, so players don't have to travel, it's going to be an incredible experience.
You've played in 3 World Cups, 1998, 2002, and of course 2006. What's the one standout memory of all the fans?
It's impossible to pick one out of the 3 World Cups that I played in, because I loved every tournament that I played in. I loved it. I suppose, I think when we played in Japan, I think, that World Cup for me, I think because of the haircut that I had most of all. Because every time that I got on the bus, and in Japan, obviously they're big Manchester United fans, England fans, Real Madrid fans, so I have quite a big fan base over there. So every time that I got on the bus, there was like dads with the mohawk, with the blonde stripe. There was kids on their shoulders that were like 2 years old with the blonde stripe. So those are the memories that I love in past World Cups that I've been part of. Best goal that I've scored at a World Cup. I'd have to say, as much as I enjoyed the penalty against Argentina for a number of reasons, I would have to say my first ever goal for England against Colombia. That would have to go down as my favourite. Scoring it at a time that, for me, I'd just come back into the team, so it was an important moment, and it was my mum's birthday.
What's the best goal ever scored at a FIFA World Cup?
I love Jeff Hurst's in '66, obviously, again for a number of reasons. But I would have to say, and I can't believe I'm saying it, Diego Maradona's goal against England. That run that he went on, unfortunately it was masked by the hand of God, but I think that goal that he scored was just, I don't know. It's like watching ballet, the smoothness of his movement, everything about it was just beautiful. So even though it was against England, I'm going to have to say Diego Maradona's against England. I think I might have been 11 years old at the time. And it all happened so quickly. I was like, I think we were all firstly surprised that he did it, and then secondly surprised that it stood.
Argentina strike first, and you can understand why England are so furious that the goal has been allowed to stand.
There was definitely no VAR around at that time, so no going back and checking it, but that's what I suppose, Diego was a genius, as a player. There's not many better players than him, at club level, at national team level, and if it was going to be any player that was going to do that and get away with it, it was going to be him. I mean, injuries are always part of the game, and unfortunately that is something you have to come to terms with, but I'd like to hope that we go into this this tournament and we don't see as many injuries in the tournament, because I think, you know, when you are in a World Cup, whether you're a player or a fan, you never want to see injuries in the games, and you never want to see the players, whether it's the best players, going out of the tournament with an injury. So we hope that there won't be as many injuries. I think as a player, you always, you know, you never want to get injured for the next day of training, let alone a World Cup. So it doesn't really come into your mind, just because you can't afford to let it, because, you know, you don't go into a game thinking, well, you know, the England team meets up next week for the World Cup. Don't really want to go into that tackle today. So you can't allow yourself to think like that. Was the World Cup the highlight of my career? Yeah, I think so. I wouldn't say it was the #1 highlight of my career, but I would say to have said that I have played in 3 World Cups in my career, I'm very, very proud of. The highlight of my career in a World Cup would have been to win it, but we didn't. So that's why it's probably not my highlight, but I was very lucky to have played in the World Cups that I did.
David, does it still have the same meaning for players to play at the FIFA World Cup?
I think it does. You know, I think it does. I think that maybe 10 years ago, you know, I think people were questioning, you know, certain things about, do players want to play for their national teams, you know, things like that. But I think now, I think that's turned around. You know, I think the success that we had in the Euros, the passion, the commitment, I think all of a sudden our fans have come back around and they believe in our team. You're always going to be relying on them at some point in the tournament. They are such an important part of the team, and when you have a confident goalkeeper, when they feel that they're not going to be beaten, there's nothing better and there's no better feeling than having someone like that in net for you.
Do goalkeepers like penalty shootouts?
They love them. Players, I'm not so sure, but goalkeepers love it. I'd get excited for a shootout if I was a goalkeeper. It's a horrible feeling. It's a horrible feeling. I think losing in general, no one wants to lose. So knowing when you've lost a game and you're going home, that's the worst feeling. There's not one that stands out more than the other. They all hurt us the same amount. You know, it's strange, because when you hear someone turn around and say, you know, you've won 6 Premier Leagues, what's your favourite? They're all the same. You know, yes, it's special to win it the first time, but nothing changes on every other time that you win it. And it's the same with losing. They all hurt.
FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 Group Stage. Qatar.
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant.
Ecuador. Sunday 20th of November, live and exclusive on beIN Sports Max channels and beIN 4K.